We're live.
Here it is. All right. Welcome to the coronation happening behind me on the court here at Ball Arena. One of the ugliest games I've ever seen in my life. And truly, the right team won. Because the way that he played, the fact that they had a chance towards the end to win this game was nothing short of a miracle. The Nuggets played with a better team for most of the night, even when the Heat were up 10. As we welcome in Tom Haberstroh, Charlotte Wilder to our official Metal Life post-game coverage. Again, right behind me is the commissioner handing the trophy over. You got Nikola Jokic crying. You got the crowd going nuts. As Denver wins its first, he is crying, yes. He's crying. His brothers were crying. Everybody was crying.
How many tears? How many tears? Let's get more analysis.
How many tears? I want to point out a stat that I've been running with all day today that I think is pretty rock solid. The Kroenke family becomes the first family in sports history to win a Super Bowl in 2021, a Stanley Cup in 2022, and now an NBA championship in 2023. Back to back to back, 3 different sports. I don't think that's ever happened. I'm sure it's never happened before. And I know everyone in Denver, like Jenna Garcia, is very happy. Jenna did the obligatory video of her celebrating, try to make it look like spontaneous, but she's happy. Jenna, go ahead and take your victory lap.
I mean, no better team could have won. They played the best basketball all season. This was an important team to win because I feel like they are good proof that you need to, the regular season matters. The regular season matters. They put in the work in the regular season, and they're still victorious. Not like the Lakers who just pick up guys, at the trade deadline and then think they're going to win. Not guys who are just
I love
the Miami
Lakers
Heat who don't care about the regular season, just rest all regular season long and then show up here for the playoffs. Now, this team's been grinding all season long. They deserve this win. Come on, guys. I know you're excited too.
Scott Foster wanted to hijack this game so bad.
I don't think that's fair about the Heat and the Lakers. The Lakers were legitimately a garbage roster for the first 4 months and had to switch out their players because they were garbage. And then the Heat just weren't any
sorry. We can't just all have amazing franchises who have won a shit ton of championships and just have all the money to just get whoever at the trade deadline, Zach. Come on.
Well, I don't know if that's how that. I mean,
it wasn't about money. It was just they had
the Nuggets have
and
3
AD
max players.
I mean,
I like that the Lakers did catch a stray though in the Denver post-game celebration.
Well, yeah, I mean they thought Russell Westbrook was going to win for them, and it was just a bad season.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out. The main headline here is that Ish Smith is now an NBA champion.
Yeah,
13 teams in the NBA. He didn't play a single minute in this finals, but
how about this?
If he played, they would have won by 1,000 in each of the games. So
Elvis Valcarcel is an NBA champion. I hired him. He's in the NBA because of me, literally because of me and my buddy.
Yeah, he probably would have never gotten there without you, right?
Yeah.
No. This is like I'm not exaggerating here. He was a college video coordinator.
Oh well, if you're not exaggerating, then it must be true.
I'm just saying, this is huge. So again, another playoff bonus check has residuals for all Amin Elhassan.
What is the finger thing you're doing there? I don't like that.
I'm counting money. I'm counting money. Now, guys, there was a point I tweeted out that Miami Heat are trying to prove or trying to see if you can win an NBA Finals game shooting sub 40%. After that, when they went up by 1 for Jimmy Butler jump shot, they were shooting 35% at that moment.
Insane.
And at that moment, I said,
a horrendous game.
They must not be allowed to win. They must not be allowed. Dude, that was awful.
It was awful. The Yakety Sax soundtrack should have been playing for that entire fourth quarter, maybe the entire game. Just turnovers, throwing the ball away, air balls, terrible refereeing. I have never seen a worse call in a bigger moment than the Jimmy Butler
that
foul.
3-point. Yeah, that was a bad call, man. It's crazy they have 8 turnovers in this game because it felt like 20.
Yes.
It felt like
Juju
20.
Juju Gotti up in this. You want a microphone?
I can't hear a motherfucking thing. It's pandemonium in this motherfucker, though. Salute to my big sister, Charlotte Wilder, and my little brother, Michael Schur. I see y'all.
I have no idea what Juju said, but you guys are responding like he said some funny shit. So
I also think it's just hilarious that the game was so bad yet so stressful.
Yes.
Like for Nuggets and Heat fans, if I were one of them, I would have been hiding under my couch because it was so painful to watch, but it was also so close.
I mean, I know we're not supposed to like root, but when the Heat, I think they went up 88-87. I was furious. I was ready for the season to be over, and the second that 3 free throws got awarded to Jimmy, I was MFing this and MFing that. I was very upset.
I'm gonna say this right now, man. Had they come out, hit shots, like won the game, I would have been like, all right.
Man.
But I'm with you, Zach. When they went up, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Hey man,
eyes welling up
3-1,
emoji personified right now.
Yeah.
Once
you're down 3-1, you're done. I don't want you to extend this.
Not
like,
even,
just get it over
no,
with.
not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Like you can extend it, but not like that. How surprised are you guys after all the Tyler Hero is all clear? We didn't even see him for a single second today.
Of course, his heart would have exploded.
I didn't think we were going to see him at all. That felt like a weird smoke screen or something.
So great. So then why didn't they do this like every game of the series? Like the Clippers did with
Kawhi Leonard did? Yeah.
They should have.
I'm surprised they waited till now. I thought for sure game 4 they would start floating it. I talked to John Calipari today, and he said he was at game 4.
That drop just hit the Richter scale.
Are you going to pick up that name? Or
wow.
Jenna's not going to pick up that name, right? Like you're just going to pick up that name.
Look, man, I talked to John
1.3.
You talked to us too today.
Yeah, I know. I talked to a lot of people. He told me he knew Tyler Hero wasn't going to play in game 4 because he called Tyler Hero's dad and said, "Where you at?" when he got to the arena. And Tyler Hero's dad said Milwaukee. So that's how they knew. They knew like
that's such a LeBron thing to say. I knew he wasn't going to play because I talked to his dad. Yeah, like come on.
We're also gonna find out that Tyler Hero is gonna have like 2 surgeries tomorrow on that hand. Like he was never gonna play, right? That's gonna be the
right.
Everyone says Spo is such a chess
for him to
master,
play.
but if he were really playing chess, he would have dropped that before every game.
Yeah,
definitely.
This is what I would say, Charlotte.
Yeah,
Spo's a chess master who had to play with pawns the entire series. There was a
he didn't have a bishop in sight,
dude. There was a point in this game where I was watching and I texted Zach, and in the group text, I said the Heat looked like a 44-win team that got like a forfeit to the finals. They like I've never seen a team look that outmatched in the NBA Finals. Not even the LeBron 07 team. I've never seen a team that outmatched.
There was a point with like 9 minutes left in the third where I think I text the group chat. I don't think
Thanks
Kyle
for
Lowry.
inviting me to the group
I don't
chat,
think Kyle Lowry can sit the rest of this game, which is a wild thing to think in 2023.
Yeah, man.
Wait a second, we're not in the group chat? Me and Charlotte aren't in the group chat?
So Jokic just finished the postseason as the postseason leader in points, rebounds, and assists, which is the first time that's ever happened in NBA history that a single player has led in the Triple Crown numbers. Nikola Jokic had 8 more points than anybody, 44 more rebounds than anybody, and 48 more assists than anybody in his first NBA title.
Let me just say real quick, he was so unstoppable tonight, and there was that point where the Heat either taking the lead or about to take the lead, and Michael Porter Jr. put up the most bullshit 20-foot shot. And I was getting ready to go down on the court, beat his ass. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you point shaving?
There's that drive in the beginning of the game where he goes up, I think it was a charge, and Jokic is just standing underneath the basket completely unguarded. Jokic deserves
every time
all
he
of
got
the
the
credit
ball,
for not losing his mind playing next to that dude while he's making $40 million a year.
So I have a question for the team. team
Yep.
for the pod. I'm wondering, I asked Amin this earlier, but I'm wondering what you guys think. Who of all the Nuggets players has the biggest come up or the biggest more respect, I guess, now after winning this championship?
That's a good question. I would say either DeAndre Jordan for being the first Lob City guy to get a championship, or I actually think like Jamal Murray became a superstar in this series, right? Like he was really good. Yes.
No, not a superstar.
Zach, I have to fact check you. Matt Barnes won a championship in 2017. Thank you very much. He played for Lob City. You're incorrect.
He wasn't part of Lob City though.
Yes, he was.
If you don't throw or catch a lob, then I don't think you're a part of it. Like it was like 3 people.
I'm siding with Zach on this one.
Yeah,
it's
Chris Paul, it's Blake Griffin, it's DeAndre Jordan. That's it.
No, he threw lobs. He threw a lot of lobs. They were magnificent lobs. The most beautiful lobs you've ever seen before.
All right, how about this? I actually think the answer is Jokic because this dude was left off of the top 75 team before the season, didn't make the all-time 75 team. Now he has 2 MVPs, a Finals MVP. He's one of 9 players in NBA history to have 2 MVPs in the regular season, a Finals MVP through his age 27 season. That list is Kareem, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Moses, Duncan, Giannis, and Jokic. 9 players in NBA history. He was left off the all 75 team. And this dude has more.
Thank God we kept Wes Unseld.
Whoa!
No Bill Russell
catching strays. What?
He's 13th all time in win shares through his age 27 season. He's 20th just through 8 seasons. This guy was left off the 75 team with 2 MVPs. Anthony Davis made it over this dude. And we're asking who got the biggest glow up after this postseason. It's Jokic. He went from a non-75 player to arguably 25.
But when everyone's saying, wait a second, that guy should have been on the top 75 list immediately, I don't know if that's like it's not like people were like, wait a second, yeah, that makes sense that he's left off. Like Dwight got left off. Like, right, but
doesn't matter.
So were other all-time greats because we had to keep 30 of the people from the top 50 the first time because no one was brave enough to vote those guys off.
I also think, though, that Jokic he's been so consistent that he became overlooked. Like he needed a championship to shake people out of it and say, this guy does belong. He put himself on the list of those 9 players as opposed to needing someone else to put him on the list of 75. So I agree with you, Tom.
He did what Giannis did in 2021, right? It was like, all right, you've had a bunch of success individually. Your team hasn't won anything. You got to do it. Giannis did in 2021. Jokic did it this year. Like sometimes it's okay to, not that he had to prove that he was a champion, but sometimes you just have to win that championship for approval, right? Dirk had to do it in 2011. Giannis had to do it in 2021. Jokic did it this year.
And that's why I think that's harder to do is go from, borderline all-star player like Jamal Murray and into that all-star conversation. What Jokic just did. Going from he's a fraud MVP. We're not going to give him the 3rd MVP to what has he done in the postseason?
Are we just going off what Perk said or what like basketball people said?
He didn't win MVP this year.
Question, Zach.
He didn't win it though.
Like I'm not making up these opinions when it's fact that he wasn't on the all 75 team and he wasn't an MVP this year. Like it wasn't Perk. It wasn't like Perk was the only voter this year, right?
Tom, do you know has there been another player like Nikola Jokic to win a championship like this without an all defensive team member, all NBA teammate, anything like no all-star on this team aside from him?
I mean, Dirk winning it in 2011. Chauncey,
but Jason Kidd was a Hall of Famer. Like, I mean, he wasn't Jason Kidd anymore, but he was still he was still amazing, right?
Yeah. Finding a guy who's that much better than every one of his teammates. I mean, LeBron James, 20. I mean, no, because I can't really come up with one off the top of my head. Someone who is head and shoulders above the rest of his supporting cast. Again, never had an All-NBA, never had an All-Star, never had an All-Defensive teammate ever in his career.
Jokic's brother so effortlessly lifted up Nikola Jokic in that celebration. Like he was a child.
Why don't his brothers play? Why aren't his brothers on the Nuggets is my question. I feel like you could teach them how to play basketball.
If the Thanasis Antetokounmpo can be on the Bucks, then one of these Jokic
This is a good question,
right? Yeah,
right? Like I've been wondering this. You see him in the stands, and you're like, just get on the court.
LiAngelo Ball got an NBA contract.
Yeah,
guys, they have other interests like eating children and like hiding.
I thought you meant Denver for a second. I was like, well, that's a weird team goal to eat children. That's
no, just the Jokic brothers.
Just the Jokic brothers. I still think we can take them.
Okay.
Howdy.
Jamal Murray, I think, was my answer to Jenna's question. Because everyone knew he could score. Everyone knew he was a clutch playoff performer. But I think the big separator was him growing his game to be a guy that could make meaningful impact without having a huge offensive game.
You guys are crazy.
Hold on.
It's not crazy.
Jokic was left off the last pick in the All-Star game. His peers don't even respect him.
Greats. No.
Who got the biggest glow up? Are you guys crazy? Are you guys crazy right now?
Yeah, now finally people know Jokic is good. Now finally people know. It wasn't the back-to-back MVPs. No one knew it at that time, but now they know he's good.
But people are saying that Jamal Murray's not good. Like
Jamal
he's
Murray's
trash.
never been.
No,
he's never
people
been.
Knew that Jamal Murray was good.
He's never been an All-Star. He's never been All-NBA. And Jenna, you told me one of those preseason NBA rank things. He didn't even appear in the top 50 players in the league. I'm sorry, Tom. Like Zach said, whatever you want to say about Jokic being disrespected, which isn't untrue, by the way, he's been a 2-time MVP.
Yes.
Like, they know he's good.
And resounding. It's not like he won by the thinnest of margin. He was a resounding 2-time MVP, whereas now Jamal Murray, for the next 10 years, as long as he's healthy, will be on every All-Star team for the next 10 years.
And by the way, it's not just because they won. It's because of how he played. Because if he had done what he did in 2020,
fucking great.
He did what he did in 2020. Hold on. If he had done what he did in 2020, I think people would look at him as, you're a great playoff scorer. Do it in the regular season. Be consistent. It's easy to show up in these pockets. But what he did was he said, I'm going to impact this. I'm going to be a major driver of success, not by scoring, by making other players better.
You're arguing that Jamal Murray leaped 50 people in today's NBA. I'm arguing Jokic leapt 50 people all time in his reputation.
No. This was because the committee was too afraid to take off a Bill Sharman, a Dave DeBusschere, whoever else was on there. Like, that's what it was. They're like, well,
Anthony
we can't
Davis
disrespect
made
the first 50.
Anthony Davis made
Agreed. Wrong decision. But that's not the like, a bunch of all-time players didn't make it.
By the way, also, Tom, the panel you're talking about is very small compared to the panel of people who vote for MVP and the greater media opinions about Jokic. We're not talking about whether those 60 voters or 50 voters.
Also, they were so cowardly. They had 76 people on a top 75 list. Like, it wasn't a good list. Like, everyone had a problem with it immediately.
You're proving my point. It wasn't even 75. It was 76.
Take the media out of it for a second. What about, like, casual fans? I feel like Jokic needed to be not only in the postseason, in the finals, and then win a championship for fans to be like, to get it into their head that this guy is one of the greats. Because not to sound like Michael Malone, but I think that there were a lot of people talking about why Jokic shouldn't be MVP. Like the narrative around the MVP vote this year was that it shouldn't be Jokic. So I think fans needed
second.
But that the narrative that took over wasn't the truth. And I think he needed this for fans to be like, oh, okay, this guy is the dude.
I think
they tried to tell us that his defense was the issue, that it was defense that kept him from winning this second MVP. And some people, unlike the basketball Illuminati crew, were saying, oh, he's never been to a postseason. He hasn't won very much in the postseason. So there was that. But aside from that, if you are following the parameters of this is a regular season award, they held his defense against him. And that was the number one thing people talked about in this series was how bad the Heat were hitting. We're shooting.
Go ahead.
I have a theory that Jokic messes the opponent up when he doesn't contest shots. Like, he doesn't contest shots so often that it throws the attacker off. Like, one time, Gabe
Easy,
Vincent,
Rudy Gobert. Easy, Rudy Gobert. I care about you. Be careful.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, Tom. There's an element of this, obviously, that the Miami Heat just don't have the size. It'd be interesting to see what would happen if they had someone his size. But the reality
like a Tyler
is,
Zeller or Cody Zeller.
Yeah, like him. The Zeller minutes with a
minute. Yeah.
And by the way, someone pointed out in the chat, 1 minute -5. That's the spread tonight. It's all his fault.
That's how it does it.
But like the reality is, the Nuggets were elite defensively, elite in a way that they weren't in the regular season. This was the 15th defense in the NBA, and in these finals, as we see the glowing wrist. Oh, you got yourself a little souvenir, huh? Oh, you got yourself
nice
a little
job, Juju.
something on your wrist. But like in the NBA finals, the
Dick Tracy
Nuggets
watch? What is that?
It's like just one of those wristbands that lights up when things happen.
Yeah,
right?
no, I still like.
Yeah, go to a Taylor Swift concert, Zach. Come on.
In the finals, this team, or especially games 3, 4, and 5, they made every correct rotation. They made every correct closeout. They made every correct peel and recover. They did it all, and they big. They played. They contested. They didn't have to leave their feet to block shots. I was staggered by how bothered Joel Embiid. Wow, Bam Adebayo. See, I'm already looking forward to next year. Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler
Sixers
were.
aren't going to the finals.
I'm not talking about that part, Zach. I'm not talking about that part.
No. They're gonna get Dame, not Joel.
The whole
Why not both? Why not both?
Yeah.
As we welcome in Mo Dakhil fresh from the Janet Jackson concert featuring Ludacris. What a weird combo.
Also looks like he's been attacked by the Riddler. Maybe there's a green glow that's happening.
Yeah, that's my green screen behind me.
Or maybe the Joker. Mo, takeaways from one of the ugliest NBA Finals games I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, it was one of the most hideous games in a year when offense has taken over the entire NBA. Both teams not able to score 100 was kind of hilarious in the last game of the year. But I mean, the Heat had a chance after the first half that the Nuggets had, but they had to be up more than 7. They just simply got to take better advantage of the fact when the Nuggets aren't making threes. They got the guys in foul trouble. They're throwing the ball all over the court, and they go into half only up 7. That's a massive problem right there.
Yeah, they started off the game turning over the ball 4 times on the first 6 possessions, got in foul trouble. We saw DeAndre Jordan in this game. Jordan.
What was that about? What was that about?
I think it was just like senior night, like he just got like someone he's got to get into the game.
That's exactly what Jenna said.
Yeah, I think that's what that was.
Can I also say that Christian Brown won the national championship in 2022 and then the NBA Finals in 2023, and both games had the score of a college basketball game. So congrats to him.
I thought you were going to say the score was the exact same. He also won.
It was with 3 minutes left. Kansas won 72-69, and it was like 72-74 at one point. And I was like, oh, God.
Well, one of those was a high-scoring game, and the other one wasn't.
Yo, the Nuggets shot 13 of 23 from the free throw line, the most college hoops line ever. This game was absolutely like an NCAA play-in game. It was
the real
it was
national championship was the friends we made along the way of the NBA Finals. So. Congrats,
man!
everybody.
What happened to Jimmy Butler,
Charlotte.
Man? He was cooked.
That's an all-time bad game, man. To be fair, if James Harden has that game, we kill him, right?
But Zach, then he almost totally redeemed himself at the end. He hit a couple of threes. He got the 3 free throws. He hit that jump shot, and I'm like, is this MF gonna do it again?
Ball don't lie, man.
Just like game 6,
turnover at the end.
Ball don't lie. Dude, thank you for saying that. Ball don't lie. They didn't deserve to win. They did not deserve to win. At the same time, I can honestly say they squeezed every last drop out of this roster. Like, I cannot imagine anything they could have done more. They're just not good enough. And that's all it is. By the way, here's a Christian Brown stat for you guys. Christian Brown, as we mentioned, wins a NBA title a year after winning NCAA championship, joining 4 players, 4 other players. Can you name the 4 players? It's a little Tom's trivia. Name the 4 players who won an NCAA title and then won an NBA title right after. Not you, because I know you won't know it. Don't be that kid in class.
I can't, but is Juju going to a wedding or something with the tux? Is this a
Juju's asking if you're going to a wedding with that tux?
Hold on. Who said what now?
I did.
I know more than hey, calm down, big bro. Don't make me do it.
No, you look great. You look great. You look great.
And all my bets hit a motherfucking again. That's the fuck go.
Whoa!
I'm out.
There he goes. The one and only Juju guy.
He's dressed like he's got a date with Betty White.
Yo, he did mention Chinatown earlier. We'll see if he's going there. Does anyone want to venture again? There's one guess that everyone should get. This one's
Michael
really,
Jordan?
or 2 actually.
No.
There's 2 that are really super obvious.
Magic
Johnson.
Magic is one.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other super obvious one?
Is it Kareem?
Charlotte should know this is what's
Dante DiVincenzo?
No.
I think she says you should know this because you're a fan of this team.
I know it's a Celtic, but I can't. I'm blanking.
It's pretty fucking obvious. Like,
wow.
Who's the most dominant Celtic ever?
Larry Bird?
Wow.
Bill Russell?
Two Americas. Bill Russell. Bill Russell, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just because I have a Larry Bird power forward shirt, I mean.
Yes, it keeps coming back. The other 2, yes, she has a shirt that says Larry Bird power forward. And I think it's double entendre, but I'm not sure. The other two names, name the other 2 names, Jenna.
We got Magic. We got Bill Russell.
Yes. Now, Jenna, it was hopping up and down. Do you know the other 2 names?
Yes, but those were the 2 I had on my mind. So like,
no.
Think about it now.
So this is what I'm gonna say. This is a hint. One of these guys had a son.
I wonder if you could draw this out longer.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Oh, fuck you then. It's Henry Bibby. I thought we were gonna have a little fun with this. No. And Billy Thompson. I don't know who Billy Thompson is.
That's a great. Oh my God.
Henry Bibby, former
my
coach when I was at USC, but okay.
There you go. We could have had fun. Hey, wait, hold on. Let me do my tapper. And we could have had fun, couldn't we, Mo? If Zach would just allow it.
Yeah, there was no
I don't have
that conversation.
I don't have stories about Henry Bibby that we can put on air.
I do.
Well,
a lot of Henry Bibby stories.
Kevin McCauley saying Tim Duncan just hurts my soul. No, did not ever win a title.
No, because Wake Forest hasn't won a championship, right?
That's
ever?
right.
Yeah.
But we might in baseball, Zach. So
oh my God, these Tom
Haberstroh
baseball
in any
tweets.
sport?
I love the Tom Haberstroh
Oh my
baseball
God.
the number 1 team in the nation. Continue with the NBA Finals discussion. I'll be right here.
Okay.
By the way, teams that are leading 3-1 in the finals are now 36-1 all time. 19 of them have clinched in Game 5.
Cavaliers are the one.
You're gonna make us name the other 19, or
no? I'm just saying. Well, first of all, your math fucking sucks. Let's start there. Second of all,
it's weird.
I'm saying, like,
he's so mad he didn't get to tease out 9 more minutes of Henry Bibby being one of the answers, and then someone he has no idea who it is. Billy Thompson.
We've gone off the rails.
You know what, you guys? Amin is here. He's doing the work. He's coming up with topics for us to talk about. Respect the man.
What work? Jenna, stop it. Don't pander.
That's Eddie Johnson right there. That's my producer, Mike Garvey, right there. I'm about to leave y'all in a second and go downstairs and actually interview some champs. I'm supposed to talk to you losers. That's right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to an airport, and I'm flying on a red eye. And I'm going to be in Miami tomorrow morning, bright and early, to deal with Dan asking me a long question, at the end of which, as soon as I have to answer, he sends me to the penalty box. That's
$20
the work.
$20 says it means late to work.
Are you taking credit for work you haven't done yet?
Hold on.
Yeah.
And that he'll be
$20
late too.
It means $20. It means late to work because it means flying the plane. Apparently, it means the one driving. Oh yeah, that's a great.
What time's the red eye get in? What time's the red eye get in?
Hold on. Are you okay?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is
not.
No,
I'm
no,
incredibly upset.
No, but hey, just take a breath, dude. Like, come on, man.
I don't need to
What
do it.
was that rant you just went on?
Well, you know what? Because my rant is because she said Amin does the work, and you guys are like, what work? As you sit in your little room.
We all work with you.
No, you don't. You don't. You sit in your house, and your dog barks 100 times a day. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You, Tom,
it's almost as many times as your Instagram videos or interrupt the podcast.
This is great.
What podcast? What are you talking about? Charlotte, I don't know enough about you to say me.
What?
I said, I don't know enough about you to be angry, but I'm angry about something. Yes. But I still don't have enough.
Well,
I don't have a big enough sample size.
Someone said that I look like I'm about to get attacked by 2 house cats, and I don't even know what that means, but I thought I would toss it out into the...
They're not wrong.
Cats are mean and Zach.
You look like you would have a couple of cats. It's really the
and that they're like particularly cantankerous.
Like I keep waiting for one behind that plant to like
cats.
Is it just the fact that I wear glasses now? Like people are like rare book dealer cats. Like is this better?
No. Your outfit for the rare books dealer was the deal. Like that one sealed it. The I don't know about the cat thing. Just I don't know, just vibe. But
hold on, Juju's back.
Oh, Juju's back.
Mo, I can't believe you tried me like that with them goddamn glasses on your fucking face, boy. Yeah, don't you ever in your motherfucking life try me like that. Here you talking about if I'm a dress for a motherfucking wedding. Bitch, I came to a funeral. Here you talking about less than 5. Fuck out of here. Here you talking
who wears tuxes to funerals?
KCP 7.5. Kayla Moore 9.5. Matt Screws 3 rebounds. Tell the last one.
What was the last parlay? You hit the parlay, right? There you go.
Did he say screws?
Yeah, I think so. It's like strawberries. And But yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. 5.5 rebounds. We out of here.
And by the way, Juju was adamant pregame that Taylor be nowhere near his parlay. That was he just said Taylor is the word of the day.
We picked it up.
Yeah,
Should we talk a little bit about Should we talk a little bit about Michael Porter Jr.'s game? Because I thought even though he shot,
that was a roller coaster, man.
But even though he shot poorly and stuff, he was everywhere on the court. Like he was given a ton of effort. That for all the complaints that we had for him in the early part of this series, like I thought he did a great job, just sort of being active. I mean, honestly, none
of that mattered because he pulled off that move in transition where he went back around between his legs, and that he could have thrown the ball into the stands after that move. I would have been happy. Like that was such a great play.
Beautiful move. But I thought this was a nice moment for him. Like I felt like this was a big game in that sense.
And Jenna was talking about as he was missing shots, there was a point where she felt second embarrassment. Like he just kept taking threes and kept missing them. And what I say to you, I said, he's going to make one in the fourth quarter that everyone's going to remember forever.
Can you give her a second to answer your question?
Yeah, what did you give her the microphone when you
just yelled about Dan not doing it, and then you basically did the same to her.
He did say that. I don't know what else I could say since he already answered it, but it was the third quarter.
You nodded and you stared at me with this blank stare of like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, right now you were like, I don't know. You just everyone. You know what? All of you guys.
Why does she have the microphone?
I'm putting cases on it. I'm lashing out.
Patriarchy is happening right now.
This is awkward. You know what? No.
You want to hear my bet that lost? Do you guys want to hear my parlay that lost?
I do.
This series has not been good for my betting.
Well,
Nikola
especially
Jokic,
because you
12
couldn't
rebounds.
bet in Florida.
Got it. Cha-ching.
That hit. Jimmy Butler, 6 assists. He finishes with 5. Kills me.
That's a tough one.
Jamal Murray, 8+ assists. That hits. Bam Adebayo, over 18.5 points. Amin did not think that was going to hit. 14 points in the first quarter. I think he had 0 in the second quarter, so we were a little bit scared. Nikola Jokic, over 28.5 points, finishes with 28 exactly. Kill me.
Oh, man.
Bam Adebayo, over 8.5 rebounds. Bam took care of business. Jamal took care of business. Nikola mostly did. Jimmy, 1 more assist.
And that assist was the pass to Strus in the corner for the 3. That was it right there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
So was Aaron Gordon
nothing tagged to that?
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
That was like one of my Arab uncles. Like, that's a, hey, what are you going to do?
Hey, Zach, tough to say.
It's tough to say.
Tough to say.
This is why we need referee press conferences after the game, because I wanted to hear the refs explain that Jimmy Butler 3-point foul.
So here's what I think, right? Is that they're saying because Gordon was coming across the plane, and it is when you shoot fading that way, it is a little natural to kick your legs out, but still, like the contact was so incidental, like that should have been a no call. It should have been an
all the
absolute
physical
no call.
violence that went unwhistled the entire game, where they are just
the
destroying
whole
everybody.
series. They played physical the whole series.
On that note, Tom, twice tonight, Bam Adebayo got under Jokic's skin. Jokic reacted with a very violent went back, and I was livid that Bam had zero gamesmanship. You're supposed to
you gotta sell it,
right? Yeah, like gonna grab your face and all that stuff. I thought those were two opportunities to at least get an extra foul on Jokic. At most, maybe a technical or even an ejection, because he did it twice. He was irritated with all the shenanigans that Bam was doing, and instead, Bam just kind of shrugged and looked at refs who weren't looking at him because they were running up the court.
Guys, we have a breaking tweet from Trae Young.
Oh?
And I quote, "We next!" exclamation point, ring emoji, trophy emoji.
No.
We what?
Where?
In
Who?
what?
Who? Like
What's
right?
I don't
what
know.
team's he gonna be on?
What?
Yeah.
Next to what?
It's a great question. Maybe
Did you say there were hawk
engaged?
emojis or bird emojis? Can
There's
you
a ring.
confirm?
There's a ring emoji and a trophy emoji.
Okay. We need to do some detective work here.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people co-signing this on Twitter.
Shocking.
I thought
Nobody's
for
rolling
sure
with
he
it.
was going to congratulate his buddy from AAU ball, MPJ, even though he shot terrible. But no.
Oh,
No.
you thought Trae Young was going to make an assist on a play that would actually that wouldn't help him? Like you thought that was going to be something? It's not
Well,
what
he did.
does.
Okay, he did 20 minutes ago tweet, "Denver deserved it this year. Congrats to them, period, exclamation point."
We'll be right back.
Period.
That's such a great way to jinx yourself. I mean, first of all, that's not going to happen anyway. But like,
Right.
even if there were a shot, then he just threw it away. You can't.
Another jinx for that is being on the Hawks.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
even if the Hawks had a chance, then he just blew
They
it.
didn't. Yeah. No, but you're right. That's a tough one. I think everyone should start tweeting that though, right? Shouldn't all NBA players start doing that?
We next.
We next. Ring emoji.
One of them's going to
trophy
be
emoji.
right.
Right. Yeah. Someone gets it right, and we're always like, "Wow, that person called it."
Every team account should do it.
Jamal Murray should tweet, "We next," right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ish should tweet that, and everyone's like, "Yeah, what team is he going to be on for number 14?" No one knows.
You know
This is a
who?
big
You know
moment
who
for
on the
Ish.
Heat I do feel bad
Big.
for though is Udonis.
Yeah.
If anyone on that team, if I wanted them to win for anyone, it was for UD. So shout out.
I wanted them to win. I wanted them to win for the opera singer
years.
who's got all the cool dresses on the sideline in Miami. She deserved a ring this year.
That's right. Yeah.
That's not easy to do.
No.
I think
Bernie,
if
you know what?
I
Bernie's
think everybody
redemption
that
story. We're never going to get the Bernie redemption story game 6.
I mean, look, the whole Bernie will be back next game. We all knew that game was happening in October, right?
Are you
Like
saying
they-
look
they
at me,
knew.
Bernie here?
They knew.
Look at me,
They
Bernie.
knew.
the big time. Look at me, Bernie.
They knew there was
Look at me,
no way
Bernie.
Bernie was going to have to come
I'm
out for
also
game 6.
not convinced that trash can in a leisure suit knocked him out. I'm just not convinced of it.
Wait, you think he like tripped?
I just think it was I think it's a legal ploy.
What's the smart one?
Yeah, no, I mean if it gets you, a little check there, I think it's fine.
Any chance
nobody-
to sue Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to know. Just nobody's ever going to know if he was like, he's just laying down. They're like, I'm fine, but they're just dragging him away.
I just don't buy that. I don't buy any of that.
Should we talk a little more about
On next week's Basketball Illuminati, I got this.
All right. So Jenna is back here and she is somewhere closer. Nope. She's same spot as before. And you're
I don't
muted,
think she
so we can't hear you.
realizes she's on mute. There we go. Yes.
Well, I got a lot of cord here. I'm working with
Is
guys.
Amin working hard or hardly working? We will find out. Where's
Amin
he?
is not coming back. So there's that.
Ever?
Well, he's going to do radio, and we're going to just do our best to do what we have.
I think we'll be fine.
It'll be great. Well, all my stuff is here.
As someone who's done radio with Amin when he fell asleep for the final segment, you'll be fine.
He fell asleep?
Well, to be fair, it was a late show, but yes, it was just for about 2 minutes of show left, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Or at least he didn't talk after I threw it to him. I guess I can't prove that he was asleep.
Just like we can't prove if the mascot was knocked out or not.
Exactly. I just don't think he was.
What else stood out from this game, though?
Honestly, I think for me, like just how bad Jimmy was. Like that really was an all-time bad. He almost redeemed it, I guess, with a flurry at the end. But if he plays any kind of decent basketball, Miami is in the driver's seat for way longer, and maybe they weather it. Maybe Denver still comes back and wins, but I think there's a bigger cushion there to weather that storm. And Jimmy was just awful.
Yeah,
he had 8 points on 15 true shots at one point. Just like a lot of it wasn't just the shots that he missed. A lot of it, guys, was the shots he didn't take, where he was hesitating.
Mm-hmm.
He had open looks and he was overpassing a little bit, and it just seemed like he wasn't engaged or didn't have his legs underneath him.
It looked like JJ Barea was guarding him.
Yeah, it looked like. I mean, I don't know how they're standing at the end of these games. I mean, the altitude and the fact that it was back and forth, they're throwing the ball away left and right. And for Jimmy Butler to muster up that energy to hit those 2 3-pointers and then get the 3-shot foul, I didn't think he had anything left. And I thought it was another like Jimmy Butler just rise from the dead and just rip the hearts out of the opponent. And he almost pulled it off, but they had such a hole. They had to dig themselves out of such a hole because Jimmy just wasn't himself.
What if they still lose the game by 2? What if like Denver hits a game winner, but when they're down 3 and they call timeout and they bring the ball out after those free throws? What if Spo had inserted Tyler Hero for one play in this series? He hits the 3 to tie it, and then like takes him out. Denver wins it on a game winner anyway, and then like what do we do with that?
It's the same story. It's the same.
No. Well, we get to talk about the genius.
We get the one Tyler Hero moment, right?
We can talk about the genius.
Because we had 1 minute of Zeller was the exact opposite feeling.
In my head, Zach, when you said that, I picture Hero in the game with a bucket hat on. Like just off the bench hat on, like
just dressed like a Sims character. Yeah.
I'm still
I like
so
that
upset
Jen
we
is taking us through the arena right now. This is great.
Yeah, we're getting a whole tour. Are we gonna get the champagne? We're gonna.
Oh, I hope so. I will be popping bottles for sure, popping them all night with Juju. We already planned that, but
hanging out
Juju
with Amin, and it's already
been
corrupted.
Bigger. Juju crowd surfed?
What? Wait, we need more on that.
Of course, hold on you did. I love this dude. We need more on that story. We need that whole story. We can't have just he crowd surfed and that.
Oh
was
man, you know what's crazy?
Who said that he crowd surfed? Who was that?
Who was that?
Thomas said that he crowd surfed. I don't know. We're definitely not at the right floor then.
Where?
What I love is that Juju is going to hold that against Mo forever.
Yeah, we can.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I love him.
Juju
He's still amazing.
Juju always.
He looks amazing.
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
Juju always looks better than all of us.
I mean, everything he dresses like he's coming. He's not fucking around.
He's not fucking around.
I just never knew anybody wore a tuxedo
when he got
to a
here,
funeral.
He literally was allowed onto the court, even though he's not supposed to be on the court.
Mm-hmm.
He was allowed onto the court for like 20 minutes before anybody thought to check his credential and make sure he wasn't supposed to be on the court.
Like that Klay Thompson impersonator who got to take some shots on the Warriors court that one time.
You know, that's the lesson though of life, is if you just act like you belong somewhere and you walk in confidently enough, they don't kick you out.
It's true.
And Juju's got in spades, like that confidence level, the way he walks around is amazing. I love it. We got more basketball to talk about.
Oh, I see. I thought when you hit us with the I thought you had something to pivot to, and you just decided
I did, and then forgot, and then
hey,
like,
I got it. Kevin Love rim protector. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
How about
Big
that?
time Kevin Love block shots.
A couple little blocks in the early in the game. Hit a couple threes. Earned himself another year in the NBA.
Well, 1-3.
Just like Amin, it's like he never left.
Was it just one? It felt like two.
Yeah. It did feel like 2, but yeah, just the one.
Just the one.
But how about that Bruce Brown offensive rebound though? Like I thought when Lowry got it and then it turned into a Jimmy Butler free throws, I thought that was going to be a big moment. And then Bruce Brown next play.
I love Bruce Brown, man. That guy's
How
great.
much money is he getting next year?
I mean, probably 15 a year, right?
Yeah. I think he'll get 16, 18.
Yeah. Somewhere in that range. 3 years.
How old
Great
is
role
Bruce
player
Brown?
on a championship team.
Bruce Brown, I want to say 27. I might have just made that up.
Bruce Brown to me feels like he's 26, but he feels like an old soul. Like if you told me Bruce Brown was 34, I'd be like, yeah, for sure.
What I meant is by the time next season starts, he'll be 27. That's what I meant.
Yeah, we all do that.
Yeah.
So Jenna, can you describe the scene for us right now?
Yes, Coach Malone just came out to the floor.
I don't think the mic's working.
Coming out to the floor, looks like she got drenched in some champagne. KCP taking photos and smoking a cigar. Wow, on the court.
On the court.
Are you allowed to smoke on the court?
I don't think
Who says no? Who tells him no?
I don't think at this point. It's a championship. Like, you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We're in Denver. You can smoke everywhere.
That's true.
That's true, actually.
So I feel like Mo, we can boil it down to Denver Nuggets didn't hit any shots. They turned the ball over a ton. They had a ton of foul trouble. Where did the Heat give up this game? Like Jimmy Butler aside, just putting Jimmy Butler aside, tactically, was there anything that the Heat were doing that was not getting the results they need, or was it just a results over process loss?
No, I just think at the end of the day, it's just talent. They're short on talent with these guys. The role players weren't hitting shots. Like, look at it. Strus is 1 for 6. Gabe Vincent 0 for 4 from 3. These are guys that made major shots. Caleb Martin 0 for 4 from 3. How important were those guys throughout the entire Eastern Conference run? Like, we were amazed with the things that they were doing and the shots they were making and everything that they did. And it really carried them. And I felt like they kind of came down to earth here a little bit. And I think that's ultimately what did them in, like it's the Nuggets just had so much talent where, like Zach was saying earlier, like maybe if Jimmy has an average game, they still overcome it just because they had such a talent advantage. And to quote a very smart person, Charlotte Wilder, the Nuggets are big boys and the Miami Heat were pipsqueaks. Like it's, in terms of size, and they got crushed on the boards.
Thanks, Mo.
Yeah, the fact that they won a game in which they shot 17% from the three-point line and 56% from the free throw line is absurd. They played their best defense in the final 3 games of this series. Like their best defense all season, right? Like they turned it the fuck up on defense in denying good 3-point looks. They gave up some better 3-point looks tonight that Miami just didn't hit, but that's the best defense we've seen from Denver since like the Dikembe teams, right? Like that was legitimately championship level great defense by the team. It wasn't just one guy doing it. Like they just played great connected defense.
Is there anything that you guys can think of that NBA teams are going to try to copycat what we saw from the Denver Nuggets this year? With the 3-point shooting barrage of the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry, and for whatever you want to say about Giannis. Is there anything this year that you can think, okay, teams are going to try to do what Denver did, besides just the continuity of keeping your roster together?
So our buddy Rohan Nadkarni at SI he tweeted something that he'd written in 2018, maybe, Michael Malone talking about how they were going to do this the hard way, how they knew they weren't there yet, but they were just going to play the best teams they could and keep getting better, and they knew they had to build. And I wonder if teams are going to see that and think about that slower, deliberate approach. I don't know that owners and fan bases are going to have the runway for that, to give coaches the time to do that. But the fact that Jokic did this without, another truly massive superstar is maybe something that teams are going to think is more possible if they have a guy to build around.
I don't know if teams are going to be paid. Like, I think there are like 5 organizations that are built to be patient, and everyone else is just like too impulsive. Like, I think it's a great idea. I think what you're talking about.
I guess what I'm saying is what they should take away.
Yeah, for sure. Because you look at these 2 teams in the finals, right? That is stability. That is continuity. That is, we are going to ride with our coach no matter the ups or the downs or whatever. And I mean, we see coaches of the year get fired that year, the next year. And I don't think teams are like, you're talking about billionaires being patient. And I just don't think that that's the case. Like, I think if anything, it's, to your point after the first game, I think size matters. I think you're going to see a lot of teams like try to be able to pace and space with size rather than, all right, now we got, 4 guards on the court. The Nuggets were able to do this with being bigger than the other team. I mean, every time the Heat had a Lowry Vincent lineup on the court, Denver just punished them because you have 2 6-footers out there, and there's just only so much you can do defensively. And I think if anything, that will be the takeaway. Like Calvin Booth, basically, Calvin Booth and Michael Malone saying, all right, let's be bigger than everybody. And they were.
And I think you're going to see a lot of teams load up on big guys now again, right? Like we got to get ready for Jokic, especially in the Western Conference. Like we can't be a small team. We got to make sure we have at least 2 guys that we could put out there and put on Jokic to be able to slow him down somewhat, or nobody's going to stop him. But I think that's going to be something you're going to see. It wouldn't shock me if this leads to Dwight Howard back in the league.
Big shoulder Dwight.
It really wouldn't. It really wouldn't. If he ends up back in the league just based on the fact of, like, we need another big body, and he did all right against him in the bubble, so let's give him a shot.
Charlotte, are you impressed as I am about Jenna's ability to hold up the phone while holding up the mic? This is an all-time performance.
Tom, I have been marveling at that. You're doing like a workout, a Pilates workout.
She can't hear it, which is great. I mean, she's holding up the. Oh, you do.
We can't hear you through the mic, but we can hear you through the phone.
Yeah, the microphone isn't working, but we're here. It's the finals. We're gonna figure out the finals coverage. Just stay with us. We're gonna get there.
We got all night.
Yeah, we do.
We're figuring it out after Game 5, the post-game celebration. The Nuggets are winning. Their champagne is showering. We're not even there. Amin's left. Juju's left. And we are trying to figure out the microphone there. We're good. There's Juju.
Hey, Juju!
Juju.
Love you, man. I love you, Juju. I love you.
But you look great.
You look great.
Fantastic.
You look amazing.
Is that a suede jacket? Is that suede?
No, Tom, don't say anything.
Velvet?
He gets mad. He gets mad, guys. Be careful. Okay, I'm sorry. It looks amazing. Looks amazing. Oh!
Really wow.
I love it. Love it.
What else you got, Mo?
No, I think you look amazing. I think you look amazing.
That shirt cut.
Love it.
I heard you wrong earlier. I thought you was.
I was saying it looked great. That's all. I was just I've never seen anybody wear the tuxedo to a game.
Oh, I hear Jamal chants. Is Jamal Murray somewhere?
Who's out there? Who's on the court?
Let me ask you guys this. Have you guys ever been on the court for the finals, like when the teams won the championship? Like, what's your experiences with it? I've never been. Of course, I never won one. I was with the Clippers for most of the time. And
it's a lot of like players coming back and forth with their family, drenched in champagne, doing media hits, media people standing around awkwardly. Not you, Jenna. You're doing a great job. This is a tough task to have your two co-pilots leave on you. And for you not to have a working mic, we apologize for that. But it looks like Aaron Gordon's in the background talking to EJ. And it's tough. It's tough. I remember at ESPN, we were like in the middle of a hit when the Warriors won the championship, the first championship in 2015. And Amin just straight up left to go party with the Warriors. He just left. in the middle of the segment. He's like, hey, those are all my guys over there. Barbosa, Alvin Gentry, Kerr. I got to go. And he went to celebrate. I mean,
I don't blame him.
If I were in the trenches with him.
Mo, I was there last year when the Warriors won in Boston. And it's a really wild experience because there's this huge high and you're on this like roller coaster, and then you come down and you win, and then it's like oddly a letdown. It's odd. It's sort of everyone is sort of like, what do we do now? Right. And like fans are standing around, and there's sort of it's like a balloon deflated, even though it's like a really good, exciting thing. And I think there's just also like a lot of exhaustion. I think people are like, oh my God, like we did it, you know, across the board.
What do you think the scene's like in Serbia? What it's going to be like today?
I'm wondering if Jokic is even going to go to the parade. The parade just doesn't seem like a Jokic thing. I think he's just going back to Serbia.
I think the Nuggets should pay to have the horses and the buggies shipped to Denver for the parade. Bring the parade.
Did you hear what Jokic said when Lisa Salters interviewed him? He was just like, "We got the job done. Now I can go home."
Yeah.
Like incredible. Like that's what I love. The Jokic shows up and basketball is a job and he does it and then he goes home. It's sort of refreshing.
It's tough for the league. They can't they can't market that. They have to figure out a way to market that. A guy who doesn't care about the history of the game, doesn't care about the legacy, all the stuff that LeBron does care about. LeBron would be on his Instagram posting "Strive for Greatness" 17 times by the time.
Can't believe this is my life.
Yeah,
right.
And Jokic, Kevin do you think he has a phone? Do you think he has a phone? Like I don't know.
Flip phone for
sure.
Phone. Maybe the Razor. I know Dan's never had one, but I'm sure that's what he's rolling with now. But I just think to your question, Tom, or just like marketing him, you know what? Just market his game. Just focus on the game. Forget his personality. We ain't ever going to get it. You show him on the horse a little bit, show him winning the awards and things like that, but just focus on his game if he's not going to help you market.
But I don't know. I think there's something so marketable about a dude who maybe this just speaks to who I am, that I'm like, I love it. He's got a healthy work-life balance. like what I've searched for my entire life. You
got him on the Calm app or Headspace.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's so great, to just have someone who's matter of fact about it. I mean, maybe it's just because I think it's sort of funny too. And I guess you want something flashier if you're going to make him. I mean, he's not going to do commercials. Is he going to do commercials? Like,
you have to trick him. You have to trick him into the commercials. Like, you have to just, oh, there's cameras here. Oh, wait a minute.
HEB did a really good job with Kawhi. And because he didn't talk, they use that as a funny, marketing gimmick. So if HEB can do it with Kawhi, I feel like the NBA has material here.
New Balance too, Tom. Boardman gets paid. The shirts.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Jokic got the Finals MVP. Yes.
Yeah.
He's got 2 MVPs. I'll reiterate it. Only 9 players all time who have two MVPs, a Finals MVP through their age 27 season. Did not make the All 76 team, as Zach pointed out. It was not 75. It was actually 76. And he's the best player on the planet, and arguably has been for a long time. But because of the way he plays and because he hadn't gone to the NBA Finals yet, we weren't ready to anoint him. I think that era is over.
Have you seen him celebrating in the locker room?
It's just like a limp.
But it's the worst. It's just Charlotte, you're right. He really just wants to go home.
I get it. I get it.
Flight book tonight. Is he going to be on a red eye like Amin? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not a big partier, and I can see it's like you go in, you get the job done, you're like, great, I can go home. Amazing.
It's like when the clock strikes midnight, you're like, all right, I'm already in the car. I'm
done.
I'm
like, oh, I have been gone for an hour.
I'm done.
Just a while, I don't know. You worked all year for this.
I know.
It was a little weird. Right after the buzzer, he's just standing there by himself. It wasn't a big pile on or big hugs from everybody. He was just kind of alone. like he was
And
in the All-Star draft. Yeah.
Like congratulating the Heat and looking very serious. He wasn't. Yeah.
I respect that part. Like, all right, congratulates everybody. This and that. They go celebrate. Even at least give a strong enough shake where the champagne bottle splashes.
Right.
It looks more like he's just spilling it by accident. Like, it's frustrating for me. Celebrate, man.
I get that. Yeah. Look alive.
Or is he?
As we're hitting 60 minutes here on the post-game show, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Mo. We'll be doing this again next year or something. Maybe we'll all be there instead of being on a Zoom. But hey, thanks for joining us on the post-game show. Check out the main LeBatard feed tomorrow. Amin will be there, apparently, flying on an overnight red eye to be there in studio.
What's the DraftKings odds on him being on time?
Can't wait. Charlotte Wilder,
Tom. Thank
Mo
you, Tom.
No, yeah, whatever. We
landed the plane. No, we landed the plane, Tom. We landed the plane. Thank you.
We did.